Hey, it's Tess. I just thought I'd go live. I'm getting ready to go down for a meet and greet, so I thought I would go live quick before I do that, so time does not get away from me. I'm going to talk a little bit about a book I've been reading. I've been doing a little bit of traveling, and I'll turn this around. This is an amazing book that I think you should all be reading, and it's really kind of down the lane of what I've been doing with my life in the past couple of years. So let's see if internet connectivity is a lot better where I'm at right now than it was yesterday. So let's give this a try. Or maybe I'll just hold the book in front of me. This is what I've been reading. And I think that this is actually the concept, the infinite banking process that I've been talking about, that I actually left the accounting end of insurance, and I've become a life insurance agent and a student of the IBC process. The reason I did that is that after spending 30 years in the insurance industry and doing accounting, I realized that there was a product available that put to use in this process could help a lot of people. And a part of me was kind of angry that I never learned about it. So this book is kind of the beginning of going down that avenue. And I thought I would share a couple of quotes that I read as I was traveling today. And then I'll get on to my next steps for today. But I wanted to share this with you. It's kind of interesting. And part of why I went down this avenue is I was kind of angry that I didn't know in an industry that was my lifeblood and paid my bills, and I studied in and I designated in and I made it my life's work, that there was something so useful to people that I didn't know about it. It upset me. It made me angry. And it's kind of interesting because when I was reading this, I'm like, whoever wrote this book, well, his name is Nash, but he was kind of angry for the same reason. So all of us, when we find out about this, we get angry for the same reason. We're somehow connected to it, and then we find out that there was information that was never shared with us. And I thought it was interesting that, like he talks about, insurance companies, and this because I worked in accounting, yes, I do know is true, but insurance companies you pay a premium to an insurance company, and their job is to evaluate what the potential losses are, which is done through actuarial departments, and make sure that there's enough money in reserve at any point in time so that all expected claims can be paid out at some future date. Because they don't close like other businesses do. They have guarantee funds and they plan for the future. We always prepared, and they always called it. For financial statements, they almost always call them like liquidation-based financial statements. When we prepared regulatory statements, the idea was if the business closed right now, would we have enough money to pay every future claim that ever came into existence? So there was a lot of planning and a lot of estimating going on in that industry. And I thought it was kind of interesting because when I was reading this book, one of the things they talk about is that life insurance companies must put premium income to work in various investments in order to pay death claims. That's absolutely true. That's true of any insurance. All insurance has to take the money that you bring in premium, try to plan and make sure that they have investments coming in at such a rate that they can cover all operating expenses of running the business and also pay claims no matter how much that claim is going to cost, whether it's today, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, or 100 years from now. So I know that to be true, and I was part of many quarters. For over 30 years, there's a lot of quarters. But working with the actuaries and the boards, because even like in the industry I worked at, they would come up with 3 different estimates of reserves, and they'd go before the board and they would negotiate out which one they would use. But I thought it was interesting when they talked about this, because I've always known about that part of the process, but it never dawned on me, why wouldn't they loan the money to the very people who supplied it with them? If it's a mutually owned insurance company, the idea of this IBC process is your policy, you're actually a part of the company, so you get to be like the first right of refusal for getting a loan. So I thought it was kind of interesting that even though I was in the industry for so many years, I never connected to it that way. And it was interesting too, in that this Nash talked about your need for finance during your lifetime is much greater than your need for protection. And the beautiful thing, and Chris was talking about it today in Wealth Wednesday, but these policies written provide 2 benefits. One is the financial need during your lifetime, but at the end of your lifetime, it also provides a death benefit. And that's what's so beautiful about this whole process. If you understand it and you learn it and you put it into play, it does take some discipline for some processes that you want to put into play, but it's worth every bit of energy or effort that you would put into it. And I just thought it was interesting because that's actually what I am here for, is to get more education on this. And I'll show you the book again. But I was reading it in the plane, the hard copy, because I don't know why I didn't do the Audible. But you'll just laugh because I do tend to like to color things. And yeah, I was coloring things because that was my old college days. I colored all my books. But I guess stay tuned. I'm going to keep sharing what I'm learning on this. And it did really kind of hurt my heart that I spent so many years in an industry that I never really felt like I knew all the tools that were available. So now that I'm getting all these tools, I'm going to share them with you because I don't like to go down alone. If I'm going to find something great, I'm going to take everybody with me. So have a beautiful night. I'm going to go down to the meet and greet because it's officially active, and I will talk to you guys all soon. Thank you.